Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class, in this chapter that is control and coordination, we were talking about the coordination which occur in animals. We have seen students that how central nervous system and how endocrine system they work together. We have started to understand the endocrine system which include the different kind of glands, and in this endocrine gland there are a lot of a different gland which is present at different position in the body and they perform the different function. Let us revise that what are the different glands and the hormones are released by the different glands of the endocrine system. So the first gland, it was hypothalamus. What is the role of hypothalamus? Hypothalamus is located at the brain. It used to take all the information from the different parts of the body, and after collecting it will pass this information to the pituitary gland, and this is basically there to control or to regulate the function of the pituitary gland. Second one is the pituitary gland itself. Pituitary gland is the master gland, student, because it helps in releasing a lot of a hormone, as well as it also helps in regulating or it controls the different glands present in the body. It just stimulates the different glands to work. Now the pituitary gland used to release a very important hormone which is called as growth hormone, and you know that the role of the growth hormone, it is responsible for the growth of the person. So we can say here that if a person's body, if the pituitary gland releasing a lot of a hormone, growth hormone, then the person will be tall, and if it is releasing less hormone, so the person will be dwarf. Then the next one, thyroid. So thyroid used to release a hormone which is called as thyroxine, and it is really important for the metabolism process that occur in our body of carbohydrate, fats and proteins. Then the next one is parathyroid gland, which are the four small spherical parathyroid glands are present, which are embedded in the thyroid gland. And the role of the parathyroid gland, that it helps in regulating the calcium and the phosphate level in the blood. Next is thymus, students. So the role of the thymus gland, that it actually, when a person is in a young age, at that time it is very active and it helps in increasing the immunity in the body. But when the person reaches to puberty, after sexual maturity, the thymus gland, it stops working. Here, in case of the next gland, student, it is pancreas, and the role of the pancreas, it helps in releasing insulin, and insulin help in controlling or reducing the blood sugar level. Then the adrenal gland is there. It used to release a hormone, adrenaline, which is responsible for basically it works to increase the heartbeat, to increase the respiratory rate and blood flow in order to release more energy whenever the body needs it. So these are the different types of a gland that we have studied, students. After that, student, there is another kind of a gland which we call as a sex gland. So including that, depending upon the gender, there are two different types of a gland is present. One is testis and other is ovaries. You know that the testes are basically present in male and ovaries are present in female. Now let us see that what are the points which is included in the testes. So testes are what? These are the glands which are present only in males. So these are the type of a glands which is basically present in the males only. Then the next one is, that is, it makes a male sex hormone called as testosterone. Testosterone, which is having its own function. Basically, it helps in controlling the development of secondary sexual characteristics. So, it helps in controlling the development of secondary sexual characteristics. So what are the different secondary sexual characteristics which is included here, student? It will be characteristic like deepening of the voice, mustache, beard, broadening of shoulder, etc. These are the secondary sexual characteristic, and this is controlled by the hormone which is called as testosterone. Basically, this testosterone start releasing when a person reaches to the puberty age, and if we look at the puberty age in case of for boys, so that will be at the age of 13 to 14. Testosterone becomes active. The testosterone becomes active after a boy reaches to the puberty. After a boy reaches to the puberty. Okay. Here, testis also releases another type of a substance called sperm. Testis makes the male gamete called sperm. So testosterone is there, which is a kind of a hormone, and it is released by the gland testis, and the testosterone hormone is responsible for the secondary sexual characteristic, as well as the testis. It makes another kind of a gamete, male gamete, which is called as a sperm here. Now let us see what about in the female. So what are the different kind of hormones are released in the female. So in case of a female student, is instead of a testis, obviously it will be not there. Instead of that, the kind of a gland which is present here is ovaries. So the gland present in the female is ovary. Now let us see the ovary. So we can say here that what are ovaries? This is the gland present only in the female. And these ovaries also used to release the hormones. So the first point, present only in female. Present only in females. Only in females or women. Now the ovaries makes two ovaries in female makes two female sex hormone. That is estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone. Okay, estrogen and progesterone. In case of a male student, only one sex hormone is released, but here two sex hormones are there. Let us see one by one what is the function of a estrogen and then progesterone. So role of the function of the estrogen hormone is estrogen helps control the development of female sex organ. Controls the female sex organ, as well as like what? Like feminine voice, feminine voice, then soft skin, mammary gland. Mammary gland. The estrogen, this estrogen is actually associated with the puberty, student, because all these changes which happen in the in a female, in a woman, basically it happens when the girl reaches to the age of puberty, and the age of the puberty for the girl is mainly 10 to 12 years. So these kind of changes that occur in the female uterus or the sex organ, it happens when the female reaches to the puberty. So we can say here that the changes occurs after the puberty. After the puberty, that is 10 to 12 years. That is 10 to 12 years. Okay. Next one is progesterone. Progesterone. What is the role of a progesterone? So, progesterone is, the function of the progesterone is to control the uterus changes. Control the uterus changes in menstrual cycle. So whatever the changes occur during this cycle, the changes occur in the uterus, that is controlled by progesterone. Not only this, but also during pregnancy. Also during pregnancy. So progesterone is there to control the lining of the uterus, the changes that occur in the uterus during menstrual cycle, as well as it help in maintaining the pregnancy. So also during pregnancy, we can say maintaining pregnancy. It also help in maintaining the pregnancy. Okay, these ovaries are basically we call as the female gamete. So it also releases the female gamete, which is also called as egg or ova. Egg or ova, which is released into the oviduct. Okay, and it is having some other function, which is, that's why it is also called as the female gamete, student. So we have seen in case of ovaries, there are two different types of hormones are there. One is the estrogen, another one is the progesterone. A role of the estrogen, that it help in controlling the secondary sexual characteristic that happens when the girl reaches to the puberty. Means after puberty, these kind of changes happen here, and these changes in the characteristic is called as a secondary sexual characteristic, and it is controlled by the estrogen itself, like feminine of the voice or soft skin or development of a mammary gland. These are the secondary sexual characteristics. Here, another kind of a hormone is there which is called as progesterone, and the role of a progesterone is to control the lining of the uterus, especially during menstrual cycle, or it also help in maintaining the pregnancy. Okay, student. So this is all about the endocrine system and the glands which is present in the endocrine system. So I hope you all have understood here the coordination which occurred in animals, including the central nervous system as well as the human endocrine system. Now today we will going to start with the another one also, and that is coordination in animal. We have already coordination in animal is already completed. Now let us see the coordination in plants. So how the plants used to show the coordination is hormones are there or not, is brain or nerves are there or not, and if hormones are there, so how the function of the hormones, what are the different types of hormones are there which is responsible for performing the different kind of function. Okay. So now let us see here coordination in animals, coordination in plants. Now here in this animal, students, we have seen that there is a central nervous system and there is a hormones which are responsible for the coordination, the activities which goes on inside the animals. But in case of a plants, but in case of the plants, the condition is totally different. Here, there is no nerves are there which used to carry the information in the form of electrical impulses to the brain of the plants. So there is nothing like that. See, here also the stimulus is there. You have seen that the plants used to show the changes according to the light, according to the gravity, water, chemicals also. But this changes, first of all, these changes takes time. Second one, it is for a more period of a time the changes will be there. And third one, that why does it occur? It occurs because there is no nervous system. So instant reaction does not happen, students. Okay, it is the hormones which used to work there. And because of that, the process is slow. And if the process occur, it is for a longer period of a time. So we can say here that plants do not have sense organs but can sense things, by the help of the hormones. By the help of the hormones. Okay. So there are a lot of stimuli occur, students. So these are light, gravity, water, are the environmental changes. These are the environmental changes, and plants shows the response. Plants, it shows the response by using a substance which is called hormones. By using hormone. So whatever the changes which occur, you see that even the plants also show the changes with the presence of the stimuli. So this change is actually carried out with the help of the hormone. So we can say that these are the what changes, and according to the changes, the plants show the response. The response is shown with the help of the hormone, students. Okay. So we can say here one more thing, that plants, since do not have nerves to respond nerves to respond. Thus, the changes which occur here, thus the response or thus the reaction of the plant is not quick. Okay, so the response is not quick, but it takes a time. Okay, but slow. The response is not quick, but it is slowly by growing. Okay, so this is the coordination happening in the plant, students. Let me write here one more thing, and that is function. We can understood by this whole concept that the function of the plant is actually coordinated with the help of a chemical substance which is also called as a plant hormone or phytohormone, student. We will see the definition also, but before we go further and try to understand the concept, here there are some of the meaning of dormancy and breaking of dormancy. When we will study further, student, these two terms will be very common. So, in order to that, we must understand what is the meaning of the dormancy and breaking of the dormancy, and then we will move and try to understand the each and every phytohormone one by one. Dormancy and breaking of dormancy. Okay, so what is dormancy? Let me write the definition here. When the seed is in inactive state, we can write here that a resting inactive condition, in which metabolism almost stops, in which the metabolism are called dormancy. Okay, so this is a condition, this is an inactive state when the seed is not able to grow, in which we can say that there is almost all the metabolism which occur in the seed is water that will we can say it will be almost stops. That is called as dormancy. So, to break the dormancy, there must be some of the conditions are required, students. So, breaking of dormancy is what? Breaking of dormancy. So, certain conditions are necessary or essential. Certain conditions are necessary, like warmth, water, air, hormones, helps in breaking the dormancy. What is dormancy, student? It is that condition when the plant is what? It is at rest position, the plant is at inactive state. At that time, that the metabolism are almost stop, and due to which it is called as a dormancy phase. Now, in order to break this dormancy, student, we must provide that certain requirements to the plant so that they can grow again. So, we must help in providing warmth, help in providing air or the water or even the hormone that will help in increasing that will help in breaking the dormancy. Not only this, if it is a bud is there, students. So, bud is what? It is at a dormant state because it is not converting into the flower, and then flower to fruit, and then fruit to the plants itself. So, that is the dormant state. When this bud will get converted into flower then fruit, that is the breaking of the dormancy. It means the certain things we have already provided to the flower so that to the bud so that they can flower and break the dormancy. I hope you have understood the concept of the dormancy. Now let us start with the main topic, and that is plant hormone or phytohormone. Phytohormone or plant hormone or phytohormone. Now let us see here that we will write that the control and coordination of the plant is done with the help of the hormone only, and that we call as a phytohormone. So the control and coordination, in plant is done by plant hormone. Plant hormones, which is also called as phytohormones. Now there are different types of phytohormones, or different types of plant hormones are known to us. Actually, the division of the different plant hormone occur on the basis of cell division, on the basis of cell differentiation, as well as on the basis of cell enlargement. On these bases, the division of the hormones have taken place. Now these all will help in growth, breaking of dormancy, stomata control, then fruit growth, ripening of fruit, fruits, then falling of leaves, as well as aging of plant. Okay, so this is the phytohormone, student, where the basis of the division. Actually, when the plant grow, the plants used to show the process of division, cell division, it shows cell differentiation, as well as the cell get enlarged. So basically it is controlled with the help of the plant hormones. Different type of phytohormone function differently, and the main thing of the phytohormone that it help in increasing the growth of the plant. That can be anything, student, that can be from the root side as well as from the shoot side also. Then breaking of the dormancy, obviously if the formation of the flower and the fruit and the seed will happen, obviously it will help in breaking the dormancy. The stomata is also controlled with the help of the hormone. Okay, then fruit growth or ripening of the fruit, obviously there are some of the hormones which are responsible mainly for these things. Falling of the leaves and aging of the plant, like abscisic acid is there, which is just opposite to the all three. See, the first three, which is auxin, gibberellins and cytokinins, these all promote the growth of the cell. But here the abscisic acid, it will not promote it. Okay, it do not promote it, it actually demote it. It is responsible for the demotion. It is responsible for the inhibiting the growth of the plant, students. So in the next class, we will going to study the different type of plant hormones present in the plants.